Wednesday, oh God, what is it? November 2nd. Um, and there's a couple of things that came up in the last couple of days in the hot topics of the View that we should discuss for a second. Um, but first, it appears that Joy does not work on Mondays in season 26, which, good for her. Get your 3-day weekend. Whoopi has Fridays off, she has Mondays. And it's nice to see Anna there more than once a week. So that's all good. But we're coming up into midterms real quick. Voting has already started. And this attack on Paul Pelosi that no one on the Republican side seems to want to condemn. There's all sorts of conspiracy theories about was it a hoax or did it really happen? But it's been there's witness testimony, there's police testimony, there's fucking video footage. And these idiots on conservative media and their stupid minions are just still treating it like some sort of a joke. The man's in the ICU. And there's one political party that refuses to denounce that activity, that behavior. They're not even saying, our thoughts and prayers to the Pelosi family. They're just ignoring it altogether. And like the amount of lack of civility and humanity that is demonstrated by the Republican Party, I just don't understand how they can be as popular as they are. And if this had happened to Ted Cruz's wife or Marjorie Taylor Greene's husband, although I think she's getting divorced, they would be screaming about, acts of violence are never appropriate, and just from the rooftops. But because it's Nancy Pelosi's husband, it's crickets. So, I mean, this is basically the second assassination attempt on her life in 2 years, because they were gonna, if they got to her on January 6th, and that's both by Republican-led, Republican-fueled hate speech. Republicans tried to kill their own fucking vice president, and the Republicans won't even denounce it. It's just sickening how anybody can have a conscience enough to vote for any Republican at this point is beyond fathomable. Because they are a cult, and they are not even pretending that they're trying to help anyone. At least they used to pretend. I could understand falling for their rhetoric and then watching them do nothing, except, rape all the people that they've told they were going to help. That's another thing. I've heard the words rape and incest far too much this fall. I can't believe we have to have that fight again. But the other thing, aside from the Republicans being violent, hungry, fear-mongering douchebags, and I apologize to douchebags because that's, they at least serve a purpose. Anyway, the other thing they talked about today on The View is this SCOTUS case about affirmative action. And this is where it really gets scary. This is an activist court appointed by a fascist, there's 3 of them appointed by a fascist wannabe dictator. They've blocked the release of Donald Trump's taxes to the House Ways and Means Committee temporarily. Why? Why does he get special protection? Every president and candidate for president has released their tax returns. Why are his so important to keep secret because we know that it will show criminality. So they're protecting a fascist president, and in the meantime, trying to dismantle. And you could say that this is fear mongering, but Sonny is 100% correct that this is the tip of the iceberg. They've already got turned over Roe v. Wade. They're trying to take away access to any kind of a better life for anyone who isn't already a wealthy white man. And it should scare people. This is something that actually should scare people. Not, whether or not the Dr. Seuss Foundation decided to remove a book or two, or, critical race theory that isn't taught in schools. That, like, this, what's happening with the Supreme Court should scare people, because we are quickly heading to definite Handmaid's Tale territory. And I don't know what we're going to do about it. I'm really concerned about the midterms. I've felt really good about them up until this week, when push comes to shove and we're actually voting and results are going to start coming in next week. I do wonder if the Republicans win control of either or both houses of Congress, I'm 100% sure all this talk about recession will go away. That won't be a thing anymore. If we gain control, the talk might continue, but I don't know that we'll ever fully get into a recession. It can be a self-fulfilling prophecy, because you tell the people that the economy is tanking, and they'll stop spending money, which will tank the economy. But all sorts of indicators are saying wonderful things about, the jobs are up, and record profits, corporate record profits, should be the lead headline all the time. Elizabeth Warren is at least, ringing that bell over and over again. Inflation is not caused by Democratic policies currently. It is caused by corporate greed. Full stop. Katie Porter did a great thing on that. But I don't know why that stuff isn't getting amplified. And we're fucking voting. Anyway, yeah, America in Peril, 2022. I guess we'll have to see how these the next week plays out. So enjoy your afternoons.